Thank you so much for sticking with us. Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and Worcester. Game 2,500 for the Rail Riders. Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, in fact, has a Yankees affiliate. Of course, we had the run starting in 1989 with the Philadelphia Phillies. In 2007, the Yankees came in. Rail Riders playing game number 2,500 during the regular season as a Yankees AAA affiliate. The number 10 prospect in the Yankees system, Cam Schlittler, is on the mound. The right-hander and Scranton Wilkes-Barre donning their pinstripe jerseys, pinstripe pants, and the R-Rail cap to go with it. Alternate red tops for the Woo Sox, gray pants, red cap, darker bill. Scranton Wilkes-Barre took game one of the series. It was a 6-5 final. Mentioned this on the pregame show about 2 hours ago, yes. The last four victories for the Rail Riders have all been by one run. That was a point where this team had struggled in the opening month or two of the season, those close affairs. In fact, we started 5-4, 5-4 defeats at Lehigh Valley, and that kind of set the team on a downward trend in that particular area, but they've been better as of late, certainly. Rail Riders are now 9-12 in one-run games, including each of their last four wins. Schlittler makes his fourth start, his second at home this season. 1-1, a 2.35 ERA. He's averaging about a little more than a strikeout and a half per inning pitched so far this season. 24 strikeouts, 15 and a third innings pitched for Cam Schlittler. Christian Campbell will lead off. That's the new top spot in the order. Nick Sogard was a scratch during the rain delay. Everybody moves up a spot until the 7th hole in the order. That is Tyler McDonough moving into the lineup. Some defensive change as well, with Vaughn Grissom moving to shortstop, McDonough playing second base. Schlittler ready, as is Campbell. The right-hander kicks and deals. And we start with a swing and miss at 8:28 on this Wagon Wednesday at PNC Field. A lengthy delay to get us going here tonight. Game time conditions 76 degrees, cloudy skies. The 0-1 clips the outer black. No. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Campbell. Just a couple of games with the Woo Sox since being optioned by Boston. Schlittler into the motion, looks down, then deals, and this is last foul to the netting. Will go a ball and 2 strikes. 22-year-old from Tennessee. Couple of different positions in his career. He's at first base. With all of the talk of what was happening at first base for the Red Sox when Tristan Casas went down, now Campbell is here getting a look at first, at least tonight. 1-2. Ball runs outside. Began his season, one of those big three prospects for the Red Sox, but on the big league roster. He played 67 games for Boston, hit .223, 2-2, foul back. 6 home runs, 21 driven in. Was getting fairly consistent playing time, certainly. Now a matter of just finding that position. The reports are the bat will certainly play. Build back the confidence that he had perhaps in April after struggling in May. Swing and a miss. Schlittler blows it past, gets the strikeout, 1 away. As we're just getting started at PNC Field. Time and temperature courtesy of the Times Leader Media Group and the TimesLeader.com. From the Red Barons to the Yankees to the Rail Riders, the Times Leader has been your source from the start. 76, cloudy. The winds are calm at this point in time. And I'll say this much. That rain shower, while it brought some humidity, has dropped the temperature considerably here at PNC Field. Swing and a foul. Pushing 95 throughout the course of the day. Low to mid 90s. The real feel was much, much warmer than that, but it certainly helped. 0-1 on Garcia. Justinson Garcia, the number 5 prospect in the Sox organization, swinging a foul. 1 for 4 in yesterday's series opener, had a triple. Hitting .309, 8 home runs, 21 driven in. Was on their roster when we saw Worcester in late May. The top-tier prospect tandem then was Roman Anthony. And they'll get Cam Schlittler with the pitch clock violation. Anthony and Garcia. Garcia's still here. Christian Campbell has graduated out of the prospect rankings. Too much big league time. A 1-2. Ground ball back to the mound. Schlittler pushes the hips back out of the way to get the glove there to make the play. Flip on to first, ground out 1-3. 2 outs in the inning. That'll send Blaze Jordan to the plate. Jordan, the number 29 prospect in the Red Sox organization. Ismael Munguia's in left field tonight. Duke Ellis makes his return to the Rail Riders lineup. He's in center. And Everson Pereira in right. C.J. Alexander works the left side of the infield with Braden Shoemake. Jorby Vivas and T.J. Rumfield to the right. Swing and a foul down the right field side off the bat of Blaze Jordan. .311 clip. 2 homers. 12 batted in. He was not with them when we saw the Woo Sox during that late May series. The 0-1. Down and in, a strike is called, goes to the fastball. Schlittler, 4-seamer, averages about 95 miles per hour, sweeper, curve, and a change. The 0-2, got him swinging. Pair of strikeouts in the inning. No runs, no hits, no nothing. Scoreless. Just getting started at PNC Field on a Wagon Wednesday. This is Rail Riders baseball. Yes, hitting .340. 1 home run, 24 batted in. Has been the leadoff hitter pretty much the last month and a half. Fly ball foul. Now 0-2 from Stock. Entering play during the regular season in the Yankees affiliated era. Scranton Wilkes-Barre Sports. A .560 winning percentage. Nothing into the count. Ball delivered low and away. Just 2 big league parent clubs, the affiliations for Scranton Wilkes-Barre in its tenure back to 1989. Of course, the Phillies 89 to 2006. And the Yankees came in. 1-2. Rodriguez pounding ball towards short. Grisham waits on the hop, will throw to first in time. 6-3 put out, Jorby Bibas to the plate. Defensively, Grisham's up the middle with Tyler McDonough. Blaze Jordan at third base, Christian Campbell at first. The catchers, Blake Sable, and around the outfield, Corey Rozier, Justinson Garcia, and Trace Thompson. Jorby, fly ball towards right center field. That'll split the gap and picked up on the bounce by Garcia. Tapering liner gets Scranton Wilkes-Barre a base runner. 1 out into the bottom of the first inning for Everson Pereira. During the Phillies affiliated era, the club had a .507 winning percentage. 1,305 victories, 1,268 losses. Swing and a miss by Pereira. Game number 2,500 in the Yankees affiliated era. The club has 1,399 wins and 1,100 losses. It's the regular season mark. That's not counting any postseason on either one of those. Runner on at first base, throw over. Stock comes set. Toss to Pereira. Runs up and inside. Home plate umpire tonight is Joe McCarthy. Not that one. Or if you're from the Scranton area, not the other one either. Brian DeBrouwer at first base. Dane Ponsack is our crew chief and third base ump. The 1-1. Foul back. Scranton Wilkes-Barre up against the 35-year-old Washington native Robert Stock. Second round pick by St. Louis in 2009 out of USC. Runner goes, pitch is a strike, throw down to second is in time for a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Get a challenge of the strike by Everson Pereira. Ball down and in. Called strikeouts. Bebas out no matter what. And the umpire will have to get the call from the booth. It's not up on the video board, and see if it can be confirmed one way or the other. The Woo Sox are just standing in one spot. Everson Pereira's walked back to the dugout. Strikeout stands. And the inning comes to a close. Well, that was fun. Rail Riders lose a challenge in the first inning. No runs. One hit, nobody left on the bases. We're scoreless after one complete on the Rail Riders Baseball Network. First offering to Grissom. Runs inside, pushes him back out of the way. Goes all the way to the backstop and gets a carom back out onto the infield grass. Rail Riders, Woo Sox just in the second inning. The Yankees are into the bottom of the fifth with a 4-1 lead in Cincinnati. Got walked off by the Reds yesterday. The 1-0. Too far inside. 5-4 defeat in 11 innings. Ben Rice homered in the fourth inning. Yankees built up a 3-0 lead, but the Reds answered with 3 in the seventh, then 2 in the bottom of the 11th to tie it and win it. Ball breaks for the strike. Now 2-1 the count. Somerset lost 12-5 to Erie. Cole Gabrielson and Rock Riggio homered in the defeat. 2-1 pitch. Slider gets the tip back foul. Hudson Valley dropped a 1-0 decision against Wilmington. Elmer Rodriguez Cruz struck out 7 over 6 innings, but gave up a fifth inning solo home run that proved to be the difference. 1-0 the final. 2-2. Foul back. Four-seam fastball pushing 98 miles per hour. Tampa beat Fort Myers 6-3. Tarpons built a 4-0 lead over the first 2 innings. Never looked back. 2-2. Sweeper just off the plate. Counter work full 3-2. That sun we had momentarily as they were getting the field ready is gone. Grayish overhead. 3-2. Line drive to short. Braden Shoemake will catch the easy liner. One down in the inning. Send Trace Thompson to the plate. Some darker clouds. See little breaks here and there. And there's still some sun out there somewhere. Perhaps clouds will shift enough that we'll get a little bit of that daylight before it goes away for good tonight. Trace Thompson didn't play in the series opener. Riding a 4-game hitting streak for Worcester. First pitch, strike call. Overall, 259, 7 home runs, 26 batted in. Well-traveled veteran. Couple of stops in the International League during his career. Fly ball, center field. Duke Ellis started back, paused, back further and makes the catch. 2 outs in the inning brings Nathan Hickey to the plate. Massive part of their offense in Tuesday's series opener. Hickey went 3 for 3 with a home run, a walk, double, just a triple shy of the cycle. Left-handed hitting first baseman, catcher, serving as the DH for manager Chad Tracy tonight. Schlittler kicks, and the ball up and outside. 3-hit day brings Hickey's average up to 249. Now at 10 homers, 40 batted in. Into the motion, look to the ground. Deal the 1-0 for a called strike. Good life on that 4-seam fastball. averages 95, but as mentioned, seen it push even just his first few starts. 97, even touching near 98 today. Swing and a miss. Slider. One ball, 2 strikes. Time taken by Hickey at the plate. Schlittler will use the opportunity to walk down the backside of the mound towards second. See the home plate umpire, Joe McCarthy, roll the clock forward, so he has to head back up. 1-2. Drops it into the dirt. Fourth start for the right-hander since joining the roster from Somerset while we were in St. Paul earlier this month. Coming off 9 strikeouts in his last game last week at Louisville, matching a career best. 2-2, got him swinging. 98.5 on the fastball. Third strikeout for Schlittler. 3 up, 3 down, another frame for the Rail Riders starter. No runs, hits, anybody left on. Scoreless after an inning and a half on the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Baseball Network. Right-handers are Rodriguez and Pereira. It is not the most left-handed heavy lineup he has had this season, but it's pretty close. TJ first pitch swinging, pulled foul. At the beginning of the year, oddly enough, perhaps the Rail Riders roster was predominantly left-handed hitters. Go back to a game against Rochester during that opening homestand. Game number 10 of the season. So the home opener, in fact. 9 straight to start. Put it all together here. The 0-1. Rumfield watches wide. Shelley had 7 lefties in the lineup, plus Andrew Velasquez, the switch hitter. Swing and a miss. The count moves 1-2 on Rumfield, batting .278, 1 for 4 yesterday with a walk. So in the first game at home this season against Chase Zaleski, a right-hander, Rail Riders had 8 lefties in the lineup, essentially with the switch hitter there. The 1-2 stays high on TJ. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter, second inning. Two. Ground ball to the right side. Skips over top of the glove of McDonough and out to right field. TJ is going to reach likely an E4, put a runner aboard, send CJ Alexander to the plate. And even with the lineup as it is, not a whole lot Shelley can do at the catching spot. Alex Jackson, Ronaldo Hernandez, Jesus Rodriguez are right-handed hitters, so there's not much way around that. Andrew Velasquez is the switch hitter, still on the bench. Everson Pereira, the 3 spot of the order, which is his customary spot this season, maybe moved up once or down once. Pitch taken low and inside on CJ Alexander. But as lefty heavy as you can go in this current roster construction, and that adds back in the bat of Duke Ellis in the outfield. (1-0), popped up foul. For Worcester, Brendan Salucci is a lefty who we saw pitch yesterday. They've got Giovanni Moran and Chris Murphy, a lefty on a rehab assignment. So there's still the possibility of some left-on-left matchups, but it is a predominantly, much like the Rail Riders, right-handed pitching staff. Ball taken outside. Speaking of which, left-hander Brent Hedrick was placed on the injured list just before tonight's game. 2-1. Again, down and inside. So the left-handed action for Scranton Wilkes-Barre is once again limited. There were points in time where we had a few, but now it's just JV and Sandridge. 3-1. Tipped foul. Sable can't hold on to it, and the count's full 3-2 on Alexander. TJ Rumfield reaches what was, in fact, deemed a base hit. Took the hop over top of the glove. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Stock. One away in the inning for Jose Rojas. Midpoint of the season, Scranton Wilkes-Barre starting that second half yesterday. All of the news coverage coming out to check in on the Rail Riders in their second half. And Shelly Duncan pinpointed a few players, even did it in our pregame show yesterday, ball up and outside. But one of the bats he's mentioned, of course, is Jose Rojas, and how could you not? Your team leader with 51 driven in. 273 average. Second on the team with 11 home runs. Cutter in for a strike. Jose added 3 more to his tally. One ball, one strike, one away. Another cutter. 89 miles per hour from Stock. Strike called, now 1-2 the count. Rumfield on at first base. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts, 3 tonight for the right-hander. Came up through the Cardinals organization, stops with Cincinnati, San Diego, Boston in 2020 for 10 appearances. On to Chicago and the New York Mets in 2021. Played overseas in 2022. Ground ball, left side off the bat of Shoemake. Scooped up by Blaze Jordan, will throw to first in time and end a 4-batter inning. Starts with a base hit and closes with a ground out. No runs, a hit, 1 left on the right side of the infield, 2 innings complete. Scoreless at PNC Field on the Rail Riders Baseball Network. Cam Schlittler on the bump, 3 strikeouts over his first 6 batters. Bottom of the order will all bat on the left side against the right-hander, starting with the switch hitter, McDonough. A late add to their lineup tonight. First pitch misses high. Initially, Chad Tracy, started Nick Sogard in the leadoff spot at short, but during that rain delay, swapped the lineup out, moving McDonough into second base and Grissom over. Ball misses outside, now 2-0. 254 average. 3 home runs, 13 batted in, was 0 for 3 with a walk last night. 2-0, breaks and doesn't get the call. Rail Riders lost a challenge in the bottom of the first inning. Wise decision here, ball well away. But maybe a little hesitant to go back to the well. 96.6 on a 4-seam fastball. Belt high down the middle. A 3-1. Another 4-seamer. Awfully close to the same spot. Count taken full now, 3-2. Time taken by the hitter. Again, Schlittler uses that moment to take just a quick loop around the top of the mound. Steps into the motion of 4 seconds, 3-2 payoff, blows it past. 97 on another 4-seam fastball, 4th strikeout for the Rail Riders right-hander. Send Blake Sable to the plate. Second season is underway. 75 games slated to be played in the second half. Everybody played yesterday, so you're either undefeated or 1 game back. Sable hitting 182, 3 homers, 18 batted in, watches a first pitch breaking ball. 1 game postponed in the league. Louisville and St. Paul. They'll make it up on Saturday with a doubleheader. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Top of the 8th inning. Norfolk 5, Gwinnett 1. Bottom of the 7th, it's 2-2 Memphis and Durham. There's a call and strike down and in. Ten games across the International League on any given day. Only 3 of them today were on the schedule for 6:30 or later. Ball breaks low. Everything else in the league was either between noon and 2:07, or at least scheduled to be. Louisville at St. Paul was the 2:07 game. 2-2 pitch. Sable chases. 3 straight strikeouts for Cam Schlittler. Still working his first time through the order. 5 strikeouts so far. Looking to get the side with Rozier coming up. In 10 innings, Charlotte beat Toledo. Nashville 7-6 over Jacksonville. Syracuse topped Rochester 5-1. Lehigh Valley beat Buffalo 7-1. Fly ball, center field, Duke Ellis, 1 step in, 3 back, will make the catch. And that shuts down a 3-batter inning. Columbus over Iowa, and in 10 innings, Omaha 7, Indianapolis 5. In the top of the 3rd, no runs, no hits, and nobody left on. Scoreless. This is Rail Riders baseball. Stock's first pitch to Munguia, taken for a strike. Ismail hitting .222, 3 homers, 22 batted in. Second on the team with 16 stolen bases. The 0-1. Wings it high. Munguia didn't play yesterday. The top 6 hitters in Shelley Duncan's lineup tonight did. Bottom 3 did not. Shoemake, Munguia, and Ellis. 1-1. Breaks outside. Check in on the Yankees and the big league update for you this half inning. Two-one. Munguia fouled it back. Yankees have extended their lead. Max Fried is on the mound. 6-1 New York, bottom half of the 6th inning. 5 strikeouts over 5 1/3. 1 unearned run allowed by the Yankees starter. 2-2. Munguia ground ball to the right side. Scooped up by McDonough. Will throw to first. Campbell is there, then gets his feet out of the way. 4-3 put away. Duke Ellis to the plate. We'll get back to the scoreboard in a moment. It has been a long time since we saw Duke Ellis on the field for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. He was on the opening day roster. Was with the team for the first 3 weeks of the season. Got hurt during the Durham series. Looked to be a long-term type injury, and in fact cost him 2 months of the season. Was rehabbing with Hudson Valley, whether it was 2 games at home or traveling to Jersey Shore. Ellis lashed out towards the left field line. This is going to drop fair. Down to the corner it goes. Kicks off the wall. Ellis eases into second with a stand-up double. First pitch, first game back. Welcome back to the show. 2-base hit. Scranton Wilkes-Barre's 3rd knock of the game. Runner on, 1 away, back to the top of the order. Ellis had that rehab assignment just with the Renegades. Hit a couple of home runs, was a pregame show guest of our old friend Joe Vasile. Helped Hudson Valley out a little bit while he was there. 5 games, he hit .353 after a also 5-game stint down in the Complex League. Throw to second, Sales on stock, but McDonough saves it from the outfield. It was a light toss, not too difficult to bring in. Check of second. Rodriguez fouls back. In 15 games, Ellis stole 2 bases and was caught twice. We caught up with him early on this year, and we talked about the tools and the ability to drop the bunt. But speed has been his calling card. He'll take off here. The pitch, high. Throw down to third is in time. Ellis caught stealing. Base is clear. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Jesus Rodriguez. Other games going on in the big leagues right now. A's lead the Tigers. That's in the 9th inning. Ball taken away. Top 9, Blue Jays Guardians, a 4-4 game. Mets 6-1 over the Braves in the 7th inning. Mariners Twins scoreless. Rays 3, Royals nothing, middle of the 6th inning. 2-1 pitch, skied foul the other way. Cubs over the Cardinals 7-0. Phillies trail the Astros 1-0. Dodgers, Rockies scoreless in the 3rd at 9:45. Marlins, Giants, some finals from earlier. White Sox 7-3 over the Diamondbacks. The Angels beat the Red Sox today 5-2. Joe Adell and Travis d'Arnaud go back-to-back for the Angels in the win. Padres blank the Nationals 1-0. Bouncing ball headed up the middle. McDonough, gloves from behind second base, will throw to first. Stretched by Campbell. In time, inning is done. Ground out 4-3. Well played. 1 out double. Caught stealing. 1 batter later, the minimum face. No runs, 1 hit. Nobody left on. Scoreless to the 4th on the Rail Riders Baseball Network. They would give up 4 of those 7 hits in the 5th inning, where Worcester got back into the game. First pitch, Campbell watches away. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 6th pitch at bat against Schlittler to start the game. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Woo Sox. Nothing on 3 for the Rail Riders. Swing and a miss. Now 1-1. One score I didn't mention, and there were a couple others, like Jacob deGrom going 7 no-hit innings, losing it, and the Rangers throwing a 1-hitter against the Orioles. So now it's mentioned. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Just can't catch up to the fastball from Schlittler. Pushing 97 on that particular throw. Matinee game between the Pirates and the Brewers. Brewers win 4-2. That's not really the story. 1-2. Breaking ball got him chasing on the sweeper. 6th strikeout for Cam Schlittler. Now right on right with Garcia. No, the big reason why I bring that up, the premium pitching matchup that was Paul Skeens against Jacob Mizorowski. First pitch swinging, fly ball towards right, tracking after it. Everson Pereira will make the catch on the run. Short work made of Garcia. Paul Skeens gave up 4 runs on 4 hits with 4 strikeouts, 2 walks over 4 innings of work. He took the loss. He falls to 4-7. Mizorowski went 5 innings, surrendering just 2 hits and striking out 8 on 74 pitches. NL Central foes. Mizorowski was pitching against Scranton Wilkes-Barre a month ago when the Rail Riders were in Nashville. I laugh because Von Grissom's on deck warming up, and the batting donut flew off of his bat, rolled behind home plate, and just caught Joe McCarthy's attention, I think, out of his peripheral to the point where he stopped play. Grissom will bring it back. Just set it down. 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. First pitch to Jordan. Fly ball foul. And you think about great matchups over the years and pitchers in the same division that could square off time in, time out. That could be a fun one for the next few years at least. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. And the Brewers get the best of it. Mizorowski moves to 3-0 this season. somebody texted me today saying, if you're not watching the Pirates and Brewers, what are you doing with yourself? Great question. The 0-2, fly ball foul. My answer was working, but it wasn't good enough. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ground ball on the left side. Slow roller charging in as Alexander will throw to first. Rumfield picks it down by the dirt. And that's another 3-up, 3-down inning for Cam Schlittler. Ground out 5-3. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. Scoreless to the bottom of the 4th on the Rail Riders Baseball Network. Scoreless moving to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Robert Stock has given up a hit in 3 straight innings, but unscathed otherwise. Caught stealing helped him out twice. Vivas caught in the 1st inning. Duke Ellis caught after a double in the 3rd. First pitch to Vivas, taken low. So if you've been to the ballpark in these last 2 weeks, or the shops at Montage, you work in the area, you know that there's a lot of road work being done. Vivas, one hopper to the shortstop, just over top of the head of Stock, throw to first base. Campbell digs it out of the dirt and holds on. Ground out goes 6-3. When we left a few weeks back and got back, they were taking care of the road right outside of PNC Field. They're still working there, but more so up the mountain towards the hotels like the Fairfield, the restaurants, and it's somehow 4 lanes that are 2 for the moment, or barely 2. There's a strike called on Everson Pereira. And obviously we were out of town last week. Saw this yesterday. There is a gentleman working on this construction crew who's helping direct traffic. 0-1, Pereira grounded foul. Who on his hard hat has a balloon animal. I think it was, a chicken maybe yesterday. As I made the left to go up this morning, go grab a coffee, I thought I saw something. Stoppage here as Rozier hits the top of the net trying to get rid of a foul ball. And then as I went back down to make the left to come to the ballpark, I had to stop because it was absolutely what I thought it was. This gentleman had a balloon animal Champ, the Rail Riders mascot, on his hard hat, swing and a miss. Pereira down chasing, 2 outs in the inning. I asked to take a picture, 15-second exchange. He's like, yeah, absolutely. I told him I worked there. It was great. He's like, I've been there. I love it there. Follow me, Balloon Man. It is an outstanding balloon representation of Champ, the Rail Riders' lovable mascot. Toss to TJ Rumfield. Goes to the breaking ball, inner half for a called strike. I mean, if you've never seen Champ, you might not know, but if you've been here, the ears alone, those noodle ears, certainly give it away. The 0-1, Rumfield watches, low and outside. TJ's 1 for 1 tonight. Scoreless game, bottom of the 1st inning. It is very well done. Pinstripes, Rail Riders across the jersey. Ball outside, 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? But it was a very fun start to the day. 2-1 count. The pitch. Rumfield turns it down to the right field corner, foul. As you're going through construction, do you really anticipate seeing one of those workers in a hard hat with a balloon animal on top? Absolutely not. Let alone the mascot for your beloved baseball team. Just very well played. 2-2 count, 2 down, the kick and deal. Rumfield popped up, foul ground, third base side. Ranging over Blaze Jordan, can't make the catch. Perhaps a little too shallow for the third baseman. They tend to play that pull side shift for TJ, and with the 2-strike count, makes it a further trek. Jordan doesn't get there in time, so Keeps TJ alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. See if Rumfield gets something here. Take advantage of the fact that that couldn't be caught. 2-2. Outside. Thirteenth batter for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Yesterday, the Rail Riders walked 10 times, plus a hit batter. 3-2. Turns this foul over top of the netting. Go again, full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Stock shakes off 2 signs, 3 signs. Pitch clock is winding down to 5 seconds. Into the motion at 1. Rumfield again, deep and foul. Puts this down near the bleachers. Stock almost getting to a point where he had to rush into that as the time was expiring. Comes set a little bit faster this time. Another 3-2. Swing and a foul back. Sable hangs on for the ride, and the strikeout will close out a 3-batter 4th inning. Top half of the 5th inning, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and Worcester still scoreless. Cam Schlittler has 6 strikeouts, 1 time plus 3 batters through the order. Vaughn Grissom, Trace Thompson, Nathan Hickey due up for Worcester. Day 2 of this second half. Game 74 of the season marks the milestone for Scranton Wilkes-Barre as a Yankees affiliate. 2,500 games since joining up with the New York Yankees for that 2007 season. Schlittler kicks. First pitch backs Grissom off the plate. He's 0 for 1 with the line out to short. Scoreless game, 4 innings in. Righty deals, goes over the top and misses outside. Two-0. Inner black for a called strike. Nod of the head by the hitter. Go back to that 2007 season. 2-1. Flared foul. Scranton Wilkes-Barre opened the campaign at home against Norfolk. It was a 7-5 loss, day 1 of the Yankees affiliated era. Swing, foul out of play, and we get the timeout after the fact. Tyler Clippard was the opening night starter for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. 2-2. Check swing, foul back, got about halfway through. Two balls, 2 strikes. Schlittler deals. Breaking ball that never dropped. A 7-5 defeat. They would win the next day, however. 6-3 win for Phil Hughes. 3-2. Fly ball, center field. Ellis and Pereira get together. Looking up into the night sky. Ellis will make the catch. 1 away, Trace Thompson, the hitter. That first season put together an 84-59 record. And here we are, 2,498 games later from the first game and first win. 1 away, top half of the 5th inning. First pitch, strike called. Trace Thompson 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. It's on 2 pitches in the 2nd inning. The 0-1 got him chasing. Now 0-2. Told you earlier that they had the run during the Phillies affiliated era, a .507 winning percentage. 07 to 2012 as the SWB Yankees put together a .580 winning percentage. Got him swinging. Another fastball from Cam Schlittler gets his 7th strikeout. 2 outs in the 5th. Brings Nathan Hickey to the plate. Not counting this season, but 2013 till the end of last year. A .545 winning percentage in the Rail Riders monikered era. Nathan Hickey, swing and a miss. Nothing in 1 the count on the DH. Strikeout on 4 pitches in his first at bat. Fly ball towards left field. Elevated for Munguia. Has plenty of time to drift back and then over near the foul line a few feet to make the catch and close out another 3-batter inning. No runs, no hits. Nobody left on the bases. Still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning on the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Radio Network. C.J. Alexander coming to the plate. Scoreless game, Scranton Wilkes-Barre and Worcester. Just 3 hits so far between the teams, and the Rail Riders have all of them. Stock ready for pitch number 52 tonight. First pitch is inside. Alexander struck out on a 3-2 count in the 2nd inning. Gets us going here, home half of the 5th. Right-hander deals, turned it foul. Talking about that 2007 opener and first win. Take you back to 07. First pitch was thrown by Tyler Clippard, that opening day starter. The first Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees at bat was Kevin Thompson. First hit, Angel Chavez. 1-1. Tipped foul. Gets a piece of the catcher's sable. So the home plate umpire, Joe McCarthy, will walk a ball halfway out, flip an underhand by. A little time for the backstop to regroup. First home run belonged to Chris Bassick. Kevin Thompson was also the first stolen base. Fly ball, center field. Garcia's back a few steps, make the catch in front of the warning track. 1 away in the 5th inning. Jose Rojas, the DH, for 1. Everything in the Red Barons era. The first were all against Rochester or Syracuse. Most everything was against Norfolk in day 1 or day 2 for something. Save the first triple in the Yankees affiliated era. That came 6 days later, April 11, 2007, against Richmond, Alberto Gonzalez. Nothing in 1 on Rojas. Team leader, 51 batted in, second behind Everson Pereira with 11 home runs. Stock kicks. Pereira pops it up foul. Out of play, third baseline, midway up the seats. Try it again, nothing in 2. Both pitchers have been effective in the opening 4+ innings. They've kept their pitch counts low as well. Another foul. Schlittler with 7 strikeouts in 5 innings of work on 59 pitches. He'll work into the 6th inning for the first time since being promoted to Scranton Wilkes-Barre. He had done it a few times with Somerset, but everything with the Rail Riders was 5 or 5 1/3. Swing and a miss. Rojas chases over top, down, and in. And Stock matching up quite well with Schlittler. Yes, 3 hits allowed, but now 6 strikeouts for the 36-year-old veteran in 4 2/3 innings of work. Send Braden Shoemake to the plate. Shoemake's 0 for 1 with the ground out. Scoreless game, bottom of the 5th. Call Called strike on a breaking ball to the left-handed hitting infielder. Shelly Duncan in those interviews with the TV stations praising Shoemake and Andrew Velazquez and their glove work in the middle of this defense. Ground ball takes a big kick off the grass, bobbled by McDonough, and he'll drop it en route trying to throw onto first base. E4 will put Shoemake on. Send Ismail Munguia to the plate. 1 on, 2 away, bottom 5. Munguia 0 for 1 with a ground out. Shoemake, 9 stolen bases. Whether this is the spot, we'll see. First pitch to Munguia, swing and a miss. Almost gets Sable on that follow through. Munguia had such a hot start to this season at the top of the order, more often than not for Shelly Duncan. This was pre-Jesus Rodriguez, if you remember that era. Ball too far inside. Rodriguez joined the roster on April 13th, and even for that first week or so after, Munguia was still the predominant leadoff hitter for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. 1-1, ground ball towards second. Scooped up by McDonough. This time will throw to first and bring the inning to a close. Ground out 4-3. No runs, a hit. No hits, rather. There was an error. Cam Schlittler pitching into the 6th inning. Second time he will do that. He does have 5 1/3 under his belt once this year, but has been lifted in the other 2 starts after 5 innings of work. Now, the pitch counts in those other outings have been higher. His first start in St. Paul, 5 innings on 85 pitches. His start against Syracuse here went 5 1/3 on 86 pitches. Last week in Louisville, 94 pitches in 5 innings. First throw up and outside as he gets started in the 6th. Second time here. His next throw is number 60. Up and away on Tyler McDonough for the 1-ball, no strike count. Schlittler kicks. Ground ball to the left side, and that's through for a base hit. They play the pull side shift for the switch hitting McDonough, and Cam gives up his first knock to the first batter he sees in the 6th inning. 7 strikeouts pitched to all sorts of contact throughout, airborne for the most part, but now working with the base runner on against him for the first time. Sable's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Runner goes, pitch is low, throw down to second, tag applied on the way through, got him. What a swipe tag by Braden Shoemake. Excellent work by Jesus Rodriguez on a ball drifting down and in on the curve at 84. That's a tough spot for a catcher to come back, throw a pinpoint toss to second. It was a little off the line, and Shoemake comes across the base, swipes, and gets the out. 1 down in the inning. Too far in. Move the count 2-0 on Blake Sable. Slider missing at 91. Talk about Shoemake on that tag, but it was really good work by Rodriguez as well on a breaking ball down and inside. Foul out of play. We go 2-1 the count. This is about all the NBA I'm going to talk about this season. Duke's Cooper Flagg went number 1 overall. We knew that like months ago. Swing and a miss, and the count 2-2. Trades happening. The NBA occasionally perplexes me. I was a big fan. Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan era. Who wasn't? Say Knicks fans, Pacers fans probably. Breaking ball lone away. Count taken full 3-2. So was it Sunday night, Game 7 of the NBA Finals? Oklahoma City and the Pacers playing. And during pregame, we find out Kevin Durant is traded. 3-2 pitch. Up and outside, ball 4, appeal to third, he didn't go. In the inning, Schlittler gives up his first base hit and walks his first batter. One away, one on. Corey Rozier coming to the plate. And I'm thinking, like, tell me another sporting event, before the Super Bowl, would we find out that a player is traded? Like a signature player, cornerstone of the NBA, the cornerstone of the NFL, like Durant. Ball is upstairs. Doesn't that stuff happen during the offseason? You're stealing the thunder of the biggest game in the NBA season. One 0. Breaking ball for a strike. For a Hall of Famer, yes, absolutely. Kevin Durant's a Hall of Famer. I don't talk about the NBA. Don't follow much. I know this. Why then? The 1-1. Got him chasing high. It's a story no matter when it happens. But, A, the fact that they can negotiate while the season is still going on. And maybe it happens later, like league year in the NFL and stuff like that. But nonetheless, it was the 1-2. Breaking ball, checked his swing, appeal to the bases, not going to get a call there. I don't know. Let the Pacers and Thunder be the story for the day. The defining game of the NBA season was overshadowed at the outset by Kevin Durant talk and then an injury during the game. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another foul out of play. Rozier 0 for 1, line out. 1 for 4 in yesterday's game. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Cooper Flagg, the number 1 pick in the NBA draft, as everyone has known since he decided to go to Duke. Two. Ground ball to third. Past the diving effort of Alexander. Base hit. 2 singles in the inning. All 3 batters in the 6th have reached. Ismael Munguia will run this back to the infield as Alexander is very slow to get up. Hannah Davis, Scranton Wilkes-Barre's assistant athletic trainer, is going to run out and make sure their third baseman's okay. Shelly Duncan is out of the dugout as well. Just want to make sure he is fine with however he landed. Trying to dive and make the play on the Rozier ground ball. The heat of the day has certainly dispelled, temperature-wise, but the humidity is still there. Maybe part of it is just how he landed, what he might have landed on, shoulder, arm, hand, catching his breath, getting back up. Cam Schlittler went 5 no-hit innings. Gave up a single to McDonough. He was caught stealing, but a walk of Sable. Now the base hit by Rozier. Back to the top of the order to Christian Campbell. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. First pitch hits the zone for a strike. No balls, strike, 1 away, top 6. Look back to second twice. The pitch home. Foul back. Back-to-back sliders, called strike, swing and a foul. Campbell has been prone to chase that fastball from Schlittler so far tonight. Look to second. The 0-2 got him swinging on a 4-seam fastball. 97 from Cam Schlittler, his 8th strikeout of the game. Now 2 on and 2 outs in the inning. Joe Stinson Garcia coming up with that second out. This is the longest outing in Schlittler's AAA career. Inning and 2/3 in his debut last year. 5 1/3, 5 now tonight, this season. First pitch to Garcia, stays up. Ground out to the mound. Fly out to right field in his 2 trips to the plate. To the number 5 prospect in the Red Sox organization against the number 10 prospect for the New York Yankees. 6-6 Cam Schlittler deals. And will miss low. Four-seam fastball at 97.8 miles per hour. Look to second. 2-0. Fires the breaking ball outside. Pump fake on a throw to second by Jesus Rodriguez. Count worked to 3 balls and no strikes. Blaze Jordan awaits if Schlittler were to lose Garcia. 3-0. Back to the four-seamer and gets the strike called. Third four-seam fastball in this at-bat, each of which has been over 97. 1-2, tipped foul. Comes back with the slider. Takes 5 miles off with the break. Three 3-2 count with an opportunity to get out of the inning. 2 hits with a walk in the frame. There was the caught stealing and a strikeout, though. Now Garcia will take his timeout, step back, regrip the gloves. As the Rail Riders bullpen starts to get some motion. 81 pitches into the night for the Rail Riders right-hander. Maybe his final inning of work. Look to second. Runners go, 3-2, swing and a miss. Chases upstairs and the strikeout ends the inning. He matches his career best. Another 9 strikeout game for Cam Schlittler. In the inning, no runs, 2 hits, a walk, 2 left on the bases. 6 innings of shutout ball for the Rail Riders right-hander. We're scoreless, though, to the bottom of the 6th on the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Baseball Network. Duke Ellis leads it off. Back to the top of the order with Jesus Rodriguez and Jorby Bibas. Bottom of the 6th inning. Robert Stock enters the frame, 64 pitches into his night. First pitch to Ellis. Inner edge for a strike called. Duke doubled on the first pitch back with Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Was caught stealing third base, however. 3 hits tonight for the Rail Riders, 1 over the first 3 innings. Inner edge again. Ellis lifts the arms up out of the way. Won't challenge. Looks over to the dugout. Now 0-2 on the number 9 hitter. The 0-2. Ground ball back up the middle. Right at the shortstop. Grissom will throw to first base. Ellis flying down the line as best he could, but can't beat it out on the infield. Ground out 6-3 back to the top of the order to Jesus Rodriguez. Yankees, Reds going to the bottom of the 9th inning. New York has extended the lead. It is a 7-1 advantage for the Yankees. Here's Jesus Rodriguez, first pitch swinging, line drive to right field. Trace Thompson is there, will make the catch. Quickly 2 outs. Send Jorby Bibas to the plate. The Rail Riders have Eric Raiselman starting in the bullpen, whether he takes over in the 7th inning or if Cam Schlittler stays out there for another batter or 2, we'll see. Some news out of Major League Baseball today. Ronald Acuna Jr. has committed to the Home Run Derby, the game to be played, the All-Star game this year, and Home Run Derby at Truist Park in Atlanta. First pitch to Bibas, misses high. He made the announcement on SportsCenter ahead of the Braves game with the Mets. I don't mind that announcement before a game. That makes sense to me. 1-0. Bibas watches a breaking ball at his back foot, kicks it out of the way. Now, Acuna will be competing in the Home Run Derby for the third time in his career. He's a four-time All-Star. Swing and a foul. He lost to Pete Alonso 20-19 in the semifinals in 2019, then lost again to Alonso, Dodger Stadium 2022. No Braves player has ever won the competition. Of course, he's been out up until this season. First pitch, following the foul, taken for a breaking ball, inside, 3-1 the count. Missed a year basically with a torn left ACL. Hit a 467-foot home run on the first pitch he saw. Too far inside. Vivas will work a 2-out walk. The Rail Riders have their first base runner since Ellis's double in the third inning. Home Run Derby coming up on July 14th. Just a couple of weeks away. Major League Baseball's All-Star Game the following night. Everson Pereira steps in. Stock deals a first pitch outside. Pereira's 0 for 2. Strikeout looking with a challenge used in the first inning, swinging on 3 pitches in the fourth. Vivas at first base, the 1-0, delivered low. Scoreless game. Home half of the 6th inning. 2 balls, no strikes. Toss to first. Throw pops out of the glove of Christian Campbell as he goes to apply the tag and rolls harmlessly away. Stock body moved and then the throw followed. Not telegraphed enough for Jorby to get back. 2-0. Line drive, base hit down to the grass in right field. Trace Thompson quick to get there. Good throw back to the infield. Single for Everson Pereira. Now 2 aboard for TJ Rumfield. Scranton Wilkes-Barre at no point over the first 3 innings had more than a base runner on at a time. And with the walk and the base hit here, Dan DeLucia, their pitching coach, is going to go out to the mound, talk to Stock. Buy some time if they want to get the bullpen activated, albeit it wouldn't be for a Rumfield at bat. But much like Cam Schlittler in the top half of the inning, Stock being forced to work at least a little bit more in the bottom half, with Rail Riders sending a runner to the plate. 2 outs on the walk. Pereira works a 2-0 base hit to right. Told you there aren't many lefties down in the bullpen on this roster for Worcester. That said, they are getting one of their lefties ready. I believe that's Giovanni Moran. Shelly Duncan putting 7 out of his 9 hitters in the lineup tonight, true left-handed bats. Rumfield, first pitch, swinging at a sweeper. Worked a 9-pitch at bat in the 4th inning that ended with a strikeout. Reached on a base hit in the 2nd. The 0-1. At the knees, strike call. TJ starts the point in the lineup where there are 6 consecutive lefty bats. Now, there are plenty of right-handers on the bench, so if Shelley wants to pinch hit Brian De La Cruz or Brennan Davis or Alex Jackson, you have that opportunity. The 0-2 misses outside all the way to the backstop, and the wild pitch will allow the runners to advance. Jorbeat to third base, Everson into second. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on TJ Rumfield. Dan Fiorito's coaching third base tonight. We talked to Gil Velasquez on the pregame show. He's the bench coach and is the typical third base coach, but he's taken a couple of nights off these last few home series. Turn foul. Ricochets off the facade of the dugout. Chad Tracy backed out of the way. Ball caroms all the way back out to the infield grass. Stays 1-2 on Rumfield. TJ doesn't have to do too much. Chance to give the Rail Riders a 1 or 2 run lead with just an easy swing. You can find that spot, however. 81st pitch of the game upcoming for Stock. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 in scoring position. Fouled off to the netting in Camberwell first base side. Giovanni Moran is getting loose for Worcester. Rail Riders still have Eric Raiselman getting ready. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Line drive towards right, down to the grass. Off the glove of Thompson, trying to lay out and make the catch. 1 run will score. Pereira crosses. Rumfield into second with the 2-base hit. Scranton Wilkes-Barre takes a 2-0 lead. Rail Riders get the edge in this pitcher's duel. The base hit by TJ will be the last throw from Robert Stock as a call to the bullpen is made. Thompson laying out, trying to make that catch. If he does, he's the hero. He ends the inning, keeps it scoreless, just out of his full grasp, and the Rail Riders take the lead. It's 2-0 Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Pitching change coming our way. We've got 60 seconds, and we return to PNC Field. Rail Riders up 2-0 back in 60 on the Rail Riders Baseball Network. Activated off the injured list. He made rehab appearances for Greenville and in the Complex League. Total of 6 outings. Time taken here. Didn't pitch in 2024. Returns to the field this season with Boston. His first year out of the Twins organization. Look to second. The 0-1. Swing and a foul. Nothing into the count. Coming back from Tommy John surgery. The left-hander looks to second. 0-2. Stays high. Missed his 2016 season. Didn't play in 2020. Now to the Red Sox. Popped up behind home, giving it a look. Sable drifting near and will make the catch on the warning track. Was ranging near the netting. Moran was actually acquired from the Twins for our old friend Mickey Gasper, by the way. In the inning, Rail Riders get 2 runs across on 2 hits and a walk, leave 1 on the bases, and take a 2-0 lead for Cam Schlittler and the Rail Riders bullpen into the 7th inning on the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Baseball Network. 154 average against for the right-hander. Blaze Jordan will start it out. 3 straight right-handers against Eric Raiselman. First pitch, breaking ball, strike. Robert Stock on the hook for the loss, but again, pitched well in this duel tonight. 2 runs on 5 hits with 6 strikeouts and a walk over 5 2/3 innings. Raiselman gets a Baltimore chop to third, scooped by Alexander, will plant to throw to first. Rumfield can't hold on to it. Low throw, but likely a missed catch on TJ. It was at his shoes, that's for certain. Alexander deals, and Rumfield just couldn't hold on. An error charge, we'll see where it goes. Von Grissom to the plate. We owe our station a chance for identification. We'll handle that in just one moment. Tying run is up. 2-0 Scranton Wilkes-Barre, top 7. All taken up and inside. Grissom's 0 for 2 with a line out to short and a fly out to center. Runner on at first base. No one misses up and in. Put it on the throw against Alexander. Scores from around the International League coming up. Most everything was done early today. Inner black strike called. Grissom thought about the challenge. You could see that hand rising up to his helmet. Then he stopped. 2 balls and a strike. 1 game postponed in the league tonight. That was Louisville and St. Paul. 2-1. Fly ball, heading foul. Everson Pereira is going to give it a look, but will stop as it finds the seats. Everything else across the league completed earlier today, or even the ones that were in the evening. 3 games tonight, all done. 10 innings. Charlotte beats Toledo 4-3. Nashville over Jacksonville 7-6. Throw to first, back safely is Jordan. Syracuse beats Rochester 5-1. Lehigh over Buffalo 7-1. Columbus 8, Iowa 7. In 10 innings, Omaha beat Indy 7-5. 2-2. Breaking ball doesn't drop enough. Norfolk over Gwinnett 5-2. And Memphis tallies a run in the top half of the 8th inning to beat Durham 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch, this is high. Error and a walk, and within 2 batters, Worcester has the tying run on the bases. Let's take this chance to pause for station identification. Scranton Wilkes-Barre home through Sunday against Worcester. Tickets, details, swbrailriders.com. Let's pause for station ID on the Rail Riders Baseball Network.
Fuzz 96.1, WEZX HD3 Scranton Wilkes-Barre, W241AZ Scranton, and W241BB Wilkes-Barre. Your home for the Rail Riders.
Runners on at first and second. Error and a walk. First pitch, Raiselman, lower outer corner against Trace Thompson, right-handed hitting outfielder. Over the first 6 innings, Cam Schlittler did half of the work, striking out 9. His defense picking up the rest. The 0-1, big swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. Get ahead now, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Another swing and a miss on a sweeper. 10th strikeout tonight for Rail Riders pitching. Sends Nathan Hickey to the plate after Scranton Wilkes-Barre could not solve him in Tuesday's game. Schlittler got him twice, strikeout and a flyout. 2-0 game. Top half of the 7th inning at PNC Field. Look to second. First pitch sweeper for a strike. Worcester has not gone to a challenge yet in this game. In part, Schlittler was filling the zone with strikes. 82 pitches, 56 strikes. A 1 swing and a foul. Follow the breaking ball with a 4-seam fastball. 95 from the right-hander. California native. Played his college ball first at the University of San Francisco, then on to LSU, and his Tigers just won another national title. The 0-2. Too far inside. Ball behind the back, quickly gets the call, and then comes set. 1-2 pitch, just off the plate outside. Jesus Rodriguez has done a decent job behind the plate, challenging pitches. This was borderline, just on the fringe of that strike zone outside. 2-2, misses away. And the count worked full 3-2. Could see this being an opportunity, not that particular pitch, but If Rodriguez catches another one as he did the fastball prior, where he holds it, where he thinks it might help, can see a challenge in this spot. 1 to go for the Rail Riders. 3-2 pitch. Line to TJ Rumfield. Catches on the bounce. Will throw to Raiselman covering first. Gets to the bag just in time. TJ was thinking about starting the double play, but could not get the ball out of the glove. And from there, he's still down on the ground. It was well struck by Hickey. Rumfield down to make the play, and then he has to wait for Raiselman to get towards first base. Makes that throw on in time. 3-1 the putout. The tying run does advance, however. Over to third base is Jordan. In at second is Grissom. Now Tyler McDonough, who broke up Cam Schlittler's no-hit bid in the 6th inning. First pitch, strike call. Error, walk in the inning, but a strikeout and a ground out. The 0-1. Too far inside. Back-to-back four-seamers pushing 95 miles per hour. Glove up by the chin. 1-1. Turned foul. Down to the bleachers. Go again, a ball and 2 strikes. Another four-seamer from the right-hander. McDonough 1 for 2 tonight. Went 0 for 3 with a walk in the series opener. 1-2 pitch, misses high. Jordan, the lead runner, nowhere near third base is C.J. Alexander. They play that heavy pull side for McDonough. Alexander is playing shortstop. 2-2. Goes sweeper after 4 straight fastballs. Ball runs outside and the count worked full 3-2. Left-handed hitting catcher Blake Sable is due up next, 0 for 1 with a walk. Second and third. Payoff pitch upcoming to McDonough. Foul back. Reaches upstairs to get a four-seam fastball. Three balls, 2 strikes, time taken. Freddie Mercury running the crowd through the gambit here. Tried again, full 3-2. Worcester threatened in the 6th inning, doing the same again in the 7th. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 in scoring position. Fly ball towards center field. Duke Ellis is there, and the inning comes to a close. Rojas, Braden Shoemake, Ismael Munguia due up. Giovanni Moran got the final out of the 6th inning and is still out there to work. Scranton Wilkes-Barre getting Jeff Hartley loose in the bullpen behind Eric Raiselman. Jose Rojas is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Both of his at-bats were against the starter, Robert Stock. Again, on the hook for the loss, but just the 2 runs on 5 hits tonight. Left on left, up and inside. Rojas in the 6th spot of the order is the DH tonight. 1-0. Stays up. Last we checked, the Yankees were going into the bottom of the 9th inning, sporting that 7-1 lead. That's the final. New York takes down the Reds. Swing and a foul back. Karam's hard off the facade of the Champions Club level and scared some kids. Top half of the 8th inning, the Astros lead the Phillies 1-0, but Phils have the bases loaded with 1 away. 2-1. Low and outside, check the swing. Rojas doesn't go. Dodgers, Rockies in a rain delay. 2-0 LA in front, 6th inning. Giants lead the Marlins 1-0 in the top of the 3rd. Everything else, final, swing and a miss. Winners today, the Cubs, the Rays, the Twins. 2 home runs for Juan Soto. Clay Holmes and the Mets beat the Braves 7-3. Guardians, A's victorious. Rojas, high fly foul. Try it again, 3-2. Rangers work a 1-hitter. Jake DeGrom gets his 8th win for Texas. Padres shut out the Nationals 1-0. 5-2 Angels over the Red Sox today. Home runs for Joe Adell and Travis d'Arnaud. 3-2 payoff again. Rojas reaches out, lines it to right field. That's down for an extra base hit. Rojas will turn it at second, picked up by Thompson in the corner right at the base of the wall. Just hit and dropped, and that allows Rojas to get into second base with the 2-bagger. As play started, Rojas had 17 doubles. T.J. Rumfield had 16 in the last inning. T.J. tied him. Now Rojas is back ahead. 18th 2-base hit this year to go along with his 11 home runs. Brings Braden Shoemake to the plate as the Rail Riders look to add insurance in the last of the 7th inning. White Sox Brewers also victorious today. Throw to Shoemake, delivered low. Braden's 0 for 2, reached on an error in the 5th inning, but left out there. Rojas at second. Moran looks back. Shoemake swing, foul back. Some tough news today for the Red Sox. Cutter Crawford, an off-field accident requiring season-ending surgery on his right throwing wrist. A 1-1. Shoemake watches low and away. Former Worcester Red Sox. He's been sidelined all season with a knee injury suffered in his 3rd game of 2024, where he went 9-16, 4.36 ERA, 33 starts. 2-1. Shoemake sees it again low. Alex Cora, the Red Sox skipper, says 29-year-old wasn't doing anything irresponsible. It was just an accident. He was one of the most durable pitchers last year while dealing with a patellar tendon discomfort. Line drive right at the 3rd baseman, hauled in by Blaze Jordan. Rojas had not wandered too far away off of second base. Otherwise, it would have been an easy double play turned after a solid grasp. 1 out, Ismael Munguia coming up. Left on left matchup for Munguia. Rojas will take off to 3rd. The pitch, a strike, throw down is not in time. By the time the ball got there, Rojas was sitting on the 3rd base bag. Stolen base. Nothing in 1, the count on Munguia, and now the infield forced to come in. For Jose Rojas, that's his 6th steal of the year. Tremendous jump that also needed a foot race with Blaze Jordan. Ball bounces in, and it's blocked by Sable. For Munguia and the runner on at second, they're playing that pull side shift. So it's not as if the 3rd baseman was close to the bag. It was close enough to make it a play. But you get a good enough lead and jump, that secondary take towards 3rd base, it makes it at least a dicier move and throw. 1 ball, 1 strike with the infield in. Munguia checks his swing. It was a lot of shoulders. Didn't chase. Now 2-1 the count. Two balls, a strike, 1 out, bottom 7. Munguia again watches low and outside. Gives a little bit of a Soto shuffle after the fact. Really just kicking some dirt around. Alex Cora also saying that 3rd baseman Alex Bregman out since May 23rd with the quad injury. Probably won't be back until after the big league break. 3-1. Munguia, line drive, base hit through the right side. The infield drawn in. Single for the Rail Riders outfielder. That plates Jose Rojas and a 3-0 Scranton Wilkes-Barre advantage. 23rd batted in for Munguia. Duke Ellis to the plate. Rail Riders expand that advantage. A run across in the last of the 7th inning. Worcester's got no fewer than 3 players moving around on the bullpen mound right now. No one throwing. Toss to first base. Munguia overruns the bag. Christian Campbell went to apply the tag, and Munguia was trying to find the base. Certainly a threat to take off. 16 steals this season. Up against the lefty, though. He'll go first pitch, home to Duke Ellis. It's a breaking ball for a strike. Throw down to second, not in time. 17th steal for Munguia. The Rail Riders 2 for 2 in this inning. That's a royal steal courtesy of the University of Scranton. Club was 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts yesterday, albeit it was a double steal to do that. The 0-1. Down and in on Ellis. They were perfect during the St. Paul series, 8 for 8. Didn't steal as much in the Syracuse set. Now, they were picked off a couple of times in St. Paul, but stolen base attempts, 8 for 8. 1-1. Kicks past the catcher. Munguia will take third base. Big turn around the bag when Sable gets to the ball. Wild pitch moves that runner 90 feet closer. Still just 1 out in the inning. And it forces Worcester to bring the defense in again. Infield will come to the grass. 2 balls and a strike on Duke Ellis. Stealing a wild pitch. Looking to manufacture an additional run in the inning. 2-1 is up and inside. Last week in Louisville, stolen base numbers weren't as pristine as they were the 2 prior series. Get caught stealing twice early tonight. Back with 2 more in this inning. 3-1. Ellis. Foul ball. Gets the check swing as the ball rolls off to the Rail Riders dugout. That'll work the count full 3-2. Infield in, outfield regular depth, if not maybe even a little deep in center. Action now starting in the bullpen for the Sox. 3-2, swing and a foul. Out of the yard, third base side. Hobie Harris taking throws out in the bullpen now for Worcester. Another 3-2, delivered low, ball 4. Walk issued to Ellis. First free pass allowed by Moran. Whether or not they use a mound visit here to buy some time, they will. Andalucia, their pitching coach, is going to take the trek out here. Talk to Moran. The Rail Riders had that left-on-left matchup, arguably favoring Worcester. Moran making his season debut for the Woo Sox after being on their injured list, just activated this week. Got Alexander, pop one back to the catcher to close the 6th inning. But Rojas reaches on a double. Shoemake the line out on a very well-struck ball. Base hit and a walk. So even playing that left-on-left matchup that arguably would favor the pitcher, Scranton Wilkes-Barre has done a solid job rolling it back to the top of the order for a righty bat against the southpaw. Runners on the corners now. Munguia back to third base. Over at first is Duke Ellis. The middle infield will drop back. They'll try to play for a double play ball with Rodriguez at the plate. Jesus is 0 for 3 so far. They're going to get Rodriguez with a pitch clock violation. That's a tough one on Rodriguez for sure. Nothing had won the count. Ellis goes from first. The ball bounces in. It's smothered by Sable, and now the infield will have to come in. I almost wonder if Rodriguez is 1 foot in the box because Ismael Munguia was over to the dugout during the mound visit, trying to get back. How much of it is on Rodriguez? He's waiting for his teammate to get to third base. Now the infield steps in, a 1-1. Misses up and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. For 1 pitch, Worcester was thinking double play, but Duke Ellis gets his 3rd steal of the season. 2-1. Bounces in. It's blocked by Sable. Chad Tracy, if you happen to lose Rodriguez with a walk, has a decision to make, whether the pitch count is elevated enough that the day comes to a close, but there's a lefty bat up next. 3-1. Swing and a miss. It might just be the end of the line. Over 30 pitches in the effort for Moran. Needed 3 to get through the last batter of the 6th inning. Time taken by Rodriguez. He'll step back in for a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Munguia, the lead runner. Ellis on at second base. 3-0 with a run across in the inning for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Moran's 3-2. Fly ball punched towards shallow right. McDonough giving it a run. Thompson coming in to make the catch. He'll throw back quickly to home plate. Munguia can't tag and score on that shallow drive towards right field. Now 2 outs in the inning. You still have the decision with 33 pitches on the arm of Moran. Is it a call to the bullpen, or do you go left on left? Moran stays in. Bibas has been on the bases twice, singled in the 1st inning, was caught stealing, walk and a run scored in the 6th. First pitch low and away. Pull side for Jorbit, so Munguia has free reign to do pretty much anything he wants at third base, wandering away. The 1-0. Foul back. And it got started with the Jose Rojas double. Scores on a base hit by Ismael Munguia with the infield drawn in. After the walk, now 2nd and 3rd. 1-1. Popped up. Takes it off the handle, back out of play. See Jeff Hartlieb take over in the 8th inning, it appears, for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Already working with a 3-run advantage. 9 strikeouts from the starter, Cam Schlittler. Eric Razelman worked into and out of trouble in the 7th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Down the middle for a called strike 3. Jorbit will challenge here. Rail Riders had 1 remaining. And we'll see if this one stands as a called strikeout. It does. Close down the inning, but a run across on 2 hits. 2 left in scoring position. 3-0 lead for Scranton Wilkes-Barre, carried into the 8th on the Rail Riders Baseball Network. Was against Worcester June 1st. Finish that series splitting it 3-3. Go to St. Paul, come back, sweep Syracuse. Last week in Louisville, come back home and take a 6-5 victory yesterday. Swing and a miss. Hartlieb against Blake Sable. Eric Razelman goes an inning. Struck out a batter, walked a batter, zeros otherwise on the line. 3-0 Rail Riders. The 0-1. Fly ball in the air to left. Ismail Mungia back to the warning track. Will backpedal. Pivot one way, then the other. Make the catch. Sable retired. One down in the inning. Corey Rozier coming up. For Jeff Hartlieb, 3-2 with a 3.82 ERA. 22 games. 30.2 innings of work. 33 strikeouts to 10 walks. 282 average against the right-hander. Came up through the Pirates organization. But once he left the Buccos system, here's a swing and a miss. Time in a couple different systems before getting to Scranton Wilkes-Barre, including parts of 2 seasons as a member of the Worcester Red Sox. Fly ball towards left center field. Mungia, Ellis get together. Mungia will make the catch. 2 down in the inning. Hartlieb appeared in 4 games for Worcester in 2021, and then 40 games in 2022. A 3-6, a 5.16 ERA. To the Marlins system in 2023, Rockies last year. Has been a very solid arm for Shelly Duncan this season. First pitch stays high. Campbell at the plates. Hitless in 3 at-bats. Cam Schlittler struck him out all 3 times they squared off. 1-0. Inner black strike called. Campbell maybe nonplussed. Little tilt of the head and then steps back in. Rail Riders out of challenges. Worcester still has theirs to work with. Down and inside. Takes the count 2-1. 2 outs, top half of the 8th inning. 3-0 Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Building that lead in the bottom of the 6th, adding to it in the 7th. 2-1 tipped off the end of the bat foul. Justinson Garcia tried a little back foot save, just kick it out to the side. He waits on deck, the number 5 prospect in the Sox organization. Hartlieb readies. The 2-2. Got him swinging. Tag applied. Strikeout will close the inning. No runs, hits, anybody left on. 3-0 Scranton Wilkes-Barre takes that advantage into the bottom of the 8th on the Rail Riders Baseball Network. Hobie Harris, initially drafted by the New York Yankees. 31st round pick in 2015 from Pitt. McKinney High School in Texas. Went to junior college in Paris, Texas, then on to the University of Pittsburgh. He never reached Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Made it to Double-A with Trenton in the 2018 season. After that 2019 campaign, swing and a miss by Everson Pereira, first pitch from Harris. Has traveled since. Pereira's got a little bit of an issue with his left shoulder as he steps out after that first swing. Blue Jays, Milwaukee, the National system, Minnesota, now on to Boston. Ball low and outside. 16 games in the big leagues. Reached the majors with the Nationals in 2023. 1-1, bounces in. 5.12 ERA over those 16 relief appearances. Tonight marks minor league game number 300 for Hobie Harris. 3.82 ERA and 299 appearances. Pereira watches a strike. Takes the count even at 2-2. 26 and 29 in the minors. 31 saves. Two. Swing and a miss. Pereira down chasing, one away. Harris gets us going in the bottom half of the 8th inning. The bullpen silent right now for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Looks like Jeff Hartlieb gets a chance for a 2-inning save. Here's TJ Rumfield coming up. Harris set, glove up by his cheek. Rumfield checks the swing, appeal to third. He went through. 2 hits, 3 trips tonight. 2 outs in the 6th inning. Rumfield, a line drive to right field that Trace Thompson laid out for. Drops in for a 2-base hit. The Rail Riders took the lead against Robert Stock. Line drive past the second baseman out to the grass in right center field. 3rd hit of the night for TJ Rumfield. So many times this season where he might go into just a little bit of a slide and he brings it back with a 3-hit game or 2 hits and 3 at-bats, something along those lines. Entered play tonight with a .278 average, which, by the way, is perfectly fine. We'll get a pinch runner here for Rumfield as Andrew Velasquez will come on. You can move Alexander over to first base, put Velasquez at third in the 9th inning. Not often that Rumfield gets lifted from a game. In fact, Sunday he was the DH, and he was summoned in to play first base, putting Zach Messenger in the lineup as a swap out. Ultimately didn't change anything. Velasquez takes his lead. Pitch to C.J. Alexander, taken for a strike. So pinch runner here. After the Rail Riders were 0 for 2 on their first 2 stolen base attempts. They stole 3 in the 7th inning. 0-1 the count. Velasquez a lean. Pick throw to first base. Campbell can't quite get the glove on and hold on. If he does, it's a close play at least. Velasquez likely to take off sooner rather than later. He goes. The 0-1 low. Throw down to second. Swipe tag is not in time, as Vaughn Grissom couldn't hold on to the ball. Rail Riders stole a couple of bags in the 7th inning. Get another one here in the 8th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner back to scoring position for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders, trying to add on that lead for Jeff Hartley going into the 9th. Play pull side for Alexander. 1-1. Slides in for the strike. 1-2 count. CJ hitless in 3 at-bats tonight. Strikeout, fly out, pop back to the catcher. A 1-2. Down in the dirt. Two balls, 2 strikes. Look back to second. Harris kicking pitches up and outside. The count work full now, 3-2. Scranton Wilkes-Barre racking up some stolen bases to help drive their offense forward in these latter innings. 3-2 pitch, stays high and away. Walk is issued. After free passes plagued Worcester yesterday, and admittedly, they might have gotten off easy. They walked 10 batters and hit 1. 3 of the walks plus the hit batter came in to score. But just think if the Rail Riders had been able to capitalize on any more of that. Well, they've reeled it in certainly tonight. It's their 4th free pass. Pitch to Jose Rojas, breaking ball in for the strike. Andrew Velasquez starts that secondary lead towards third, then slammed the brakes on. See if a double steal is a possibility here. They play pull side for Rojas, but they have to be aware of Velasquez's speed at second. Another breaking ball for a strike. So rather than putting Blaze Jordan closer to the middle of the left side of the infield, he's got to be within striking distance of a throw and tag. The 0-2. Ground ball back up the middle, just past the diving effort of Grissom. Velazquez will score. The throw's on its way to third. It's not in time. RBI single for Jose Rojas. Scranton Wilkes-Barre extends the lead. It's 4-0. Velazquez comes in. The steal, the roller back up the middle. RBI number 52 for Jose Rojas. Now runners on the corners. Jose doubled to start the 7th inning and stole third. Not going to put it past him here if you want to try that. Braden Shoemake at the plate, middle infield, double play tap. The 4-0 Rail Riders, bottom half of the 8th inning. Shoemake squared, pulled it back. We've seen that squeeze play from Scranton Wilkes-Barre a few times this year, though it's been a couple of months. Shoemake is one that can pull it off. Squares again, the ball runs outside. 2-0. Rojas on the first base bag. Zach Wasserman's in his ear. One run across in the inning on a couple of hits and a walk. 2-0 toss. Squares to bunt. Pulls it back. The curveball hits the zone for the strike. RBI single from Jose Rojas. He stands on at first base with a 2-hit night. Two-one. Shoemake doesn't square this time. Will foul it off and launch it to the seats. Foul ball courtesy of Renegade Roofing. Two balls, two strikes. Down into the dirt. Now full 3-2. Shoemake ground out, reached on an error and a line out so far. Harris looks to first base before coming set. Runner goes from first, 3-2. Swing and a miss. Rojas will get second without a throw. Stolen base for Jose, his second of the game. But now 2 outs in the inning. Brings Ismael Munguia to the plate. 2 in scoring position. Andalucia, their pitching coach, is back out to have another chat here with Harris about working out of this inning. Scranton Wilkes-Barre has built that lead. 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and 1 more here in the 8th inning. Trying to win their 4th in a row, dating back to Saturday. Their 7th consecutive home game. Yesterday, they picked up the victory. That's the longest stretch of wins at home in a while. To go back even beyond the 89 win campaign, looking for their 8th straight home win. But lest we forget, game 2,500 in the Yankees affiliated era. Mound visit complete, 3rd of the night. C.J. Alexander at 3rd. Jose Rojas on at 2nd after the stolen base. Harris set. Pitch to Munguia. Swing and a miss. After that, Munguia steps back in. Nothing in 1 the count. The right-hander's pitch. Up and outside. Harris spins the ball behind his back, then comes set, glove by the belt, then up. 1-1 toss. In at the shins of Munguia. He'll jump out of the way, hop across the plate. Scranton Wilkes-Barre, tremendous pitcher's duel early on between Cam Schlittler and Robert Stock of the Woo Sox. Scoreless through 5 complete. Schlittler didn't give up a hit until the 6th. Check swing. Mungia gets a piece of it, fouls it back. Now 2-2. Mungia will take his timeout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 across with 2 away. Harris again set. 2-2 pitch. Grounder towards first base, foul. Against Jeff Hartlieb in the 9th inning. Garcia, Jordan, Grissom. 2, 3, 4 in the lineup for Worcester. They're all right-handers against the righty Jeff Hartlieb. Another 2-2. Fouled back. Out of play by Mungia. Tried again, even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Inning started with the strikeout of Pereira. Shoemake struck out for the 2nd out, but in between, single, walk, single. 2-2. Down in the dirt. Pitch number 30 in the inning upcoming here for Hobie Harris. Payoff is up and outside. Second walk of the inning will load the bases for the number 9 hitter, Duke Ellis. And Worcester, despite the 4-0 deficit, seeing that pitch count rise on Harris, will at the least get 1 more arm started in the bullpen. Whether they have to go that route is a different story. Maybe a batter at most, 2 left in the arm. Pitch to Ellis, taken for a strike. Duke's return, last played in April for Scranton Wilkes-Barre, missed the last 2 months on the injured list. Came back with a double on the first pitch he saw. He also has a walk tonight. The 0-1. Fly ball towards shallow center field. Ranging in Garcia. And he'll make the catch about knee high on the way through. Close out the 8th inning. Scranton Wilkes-Barre in the frame. Gets 1 run across on 2 hits. Leaves the bases loaded. It's a 4-0 Rail Riders lead into the 9th on the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Baseball Network. Velasquez stays in the game to play third base. C.J. Alexander shifts across from third base to first. Rail Riders used Andrew Velasquez as a pinch runner, and as anticipated, he'll stay in and play third base and move Alexander across, spelling T.J. Rumfield defensively for the final inning. Justinson, Garcia, Blaze, Jordan, Von Grissom due up in the top half of the 9th inning. It is a 4-0 Scranton Wilkes-Barre lead. Garcia is 0 for 3. Ground out, fly out, strikeouts. First pitch, strike. He did not face Eric Raiselman. Clearly didn't come to the plate in the 8th inning against Jeff Hartlieb. All of his first 3 at-bats against the starter, Cam Schlittler, in line for the victory. Ball into the dirt. Take the count 1-1 on Garcia. Schlittler, 6 innings of 2 hit, 9 strikeout ball. Passed it off to Raiselman, who went a scoreless inning. Hartlieb kicks, gets the swing and a miss. Count to 1-2. And time taken at the last moment. Garcia's 0 for 3 night puts him down to 3-0-1. Swing and a miss. Jammed him on the inside. Gets the chase. Second straight strikeout for Jeff Hartlieb going back to the 8th inning. Blaze Jordan coming up 0 for 3. Strikeout, ground out, and reached on an error. 1 out, top half of the 9th inning. 4-0 Scranton Wilkes-Barre. First pitch swinging. Jordan bounces it just at the edge of the outfield grass to straightaway center field. 1-out single gives life to the Woo Sox here in the 9th inning. Didn't get their first hit until the first batter of the 6th inning. That is just their 3rd knock of the game. They had 2 over the first 3 hitters in the 6th against Cam Schlittler. Raiselman gave up an error behind him, and a walk. And then Hartlieb 3 up, 3 down in the 8th inning. First pitch, strike called on Grissom. 0 for 2 with a walk. Between Raiselman and Hartlieb, 7 in a row retired between the walk and that base hit. The 0-1, swing and a miss. All over top of the slider from Hartlieb. Back-to-back breaking balls to start the at-bat. The Woo Sox cleanup hitter. Jordan at first, the 0-2, bounces in, hits the dirt, then off the chest protector and dropped down to the ground by Jesus Rodriguez. The count 1-2. This is a save situation for Hartlieb. Came in with a 3-0 lead in the top half of the 8th inning. 1-2. Flared towards short. Shoemake backs up a step and will make the catch. Now 2 outs in the inning. Trace Thompson coming to the plate. Scranton Wilkes-Barre pitching staff this season has recorded 7 shutouts. Predominantly started by Alan Winans. I think he was the starting pitcher in 5 of those 7. Cam Schlittler looking to combine with Raiselman and Hartlieb. Thompson watches a first pitch breaking ball strike. Right fielder hitless in 3 at-bats with a pair of strikeouts. 20th pitch of the night for Hartlieb. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Indifference on the base paths to get Blaze Jordan to scoring position. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 down top in the 9th inning. Hartlieb deals. Bounced in again, blocked by Rodriguez, and Jordan doesn't advance. Count of 1-2. Game started late tonight due to that passing shower that slammed music 4:30, 5 o'clock. Got started at 8:28 this evening. The 1-2 pitch, bounder foul. Velasquez have to track it. Find a fan hanging out into the late night here. Hartlieb looking for the put away against Trace Thompson. Didn't play yesterday. Hitless in 3 trips tonight. Right-hander ready again. 1-2 pitch. Little half check swing. Gets off the handle, foul. Stays 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Hartlieb, new ball, ready to go. Another 1-2. Check the swing, ring up the strikeout. This one's done. Thompson strikes out to close it. Jeff Hartlieb goes the final 2 innings for the save in back of Cam Schlittler, and the Rail Riders record their 8th shutout of the season, and they are victorious in game 2,500 in the Yankees affiliation. In the 9th, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left in scoring position. It's a 4-0 final for Scranton Wilkes-Barre to get the victory. For the Rail Riders, 4 runs on 9 hits and 1 error tonight. For the Woo Sox, no runs on 3 hits and 1 miscue. The victory to go to Cam Schlittler. The right-hander will move to 2-1. The loss charge to Robert Stock. He falls to 4-3. And Hartlieb works the final 2 innings tonight. That is save number 2 for the right-hander. Stick around, your post-game show, 2 minutes out on the Rail Riders Baseball Network.